play.
All right, it is time to jump into the third and final game of this lower bracket finals. Boom Esports taking on the side of Beast Coast. And the winner again advancing to play up against Heroic in the grand finals, a best of 5. Whose draft do you like the most here is the question, because I think both teams have some pretty good stuff here.
Oh, it's tough. Last time I thought I had a draft I liked, it didn't work out at all. Both games. Um, I feel like if Bloodseeker is able to have a good time, I like its chances here to be able to join his team and applying a lot of pressure versus Alchemist. But if that doesn't happen or Alchemist just does really well, I could see that timing hitting very, very well for Beast Coast.
They blocked the Ancients, actually. Wow. Huh. That is an interesting Ancient block from Beast Coast, because I don't think there's a hero that farms these early, but maybe Kunkka, like, you can Tidebringer, or you can, like, Torrent stack them, but as a mid laner, you're going to be maxing Tidebringer, so...
I mean, Kunkka likes clearing the stacks, but don't usually see it worth... Okay, forget all that. Panda, goodbye.
He's
First blood there.
Dead.
Yeah,
he
you don't
severely
usually
underestimated their damage.
Yeah, maybe not expecting the 3 heroes there. They didn't have a mid ward in that area. Yeah, you don't usually see this blocked versus a Kunkka. He's not, you know, like a TA mid, or actually the old like Alchemist mid used to like do this a lot. That's pretty cool. Maybe they know something about the way Slatums likes to play Kunkka.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that ends up playing out. I mean, maybe Centaur is a hero that can go back and clear Ancients, but I don't know. We'll see how this ends up going, as the offlane Centaur currently sitting at -1 armor. Very cool. You talked about this. A super low armor hero, Acid Spray, doing quite good against him. He's going to have to get that Helm of Iron Will and Phase Boots out ASAP if he wants to be able to sustain this lane.
It looks like he's opting for the Phase Boots first, and now he just buys himself an early salve as well. Kind of knows he's going to get poked down by Gardic.
I like that, actually. That's good. That's smart. Meanwhile, bottom lane, we're going to see Vitaly get a little bit aggressive here onto the Bloodseekers. He does have his first point in Thirst, right? So he just needs some last hits, and he'll get some health back. Didn't take too long. I'm really glad that they buffed this, because I remember, like, Thirst, a couple early levels of it were really bad. You'd get, like, no HP back from last hits for a while, but they finally buffed it around a little bit.
Yeah, he was kind of out of the meta for a bit because of that. He's supposed to be this early game hero, but his laning wasn't actually that good.
I remember Bloodseeker back in the day being, like, one of the best mid laners. Like, you would just take right clicks. You would just out right click the enemy creeps, and you would have, like, infinite sustain. But has changed over the years as people have gotten better.
Ooh, looking at Gardic? Never mind. I thought they were going to do that. They landed a bushwhack. Looked like Centaur was going to get in there. Maybe in this bottom lane, they're going to go for the Lion instead.
Yeah, they're getting close.
He does have the Fairy Fire and 4 stick charges, and you don't really want to dive him under the tower. He still had stun, especially once he gets the mana back. So they're just going to play it safe, just take a good trade.
All right. Well, all the lanes kind of a little static, but boom, starting to pull ahead in the CS department in pretty much all 3 of them. So gotta be happy about that. Illich will just get a free kill onto Alex Courier there. That is nice.
Did it deliver its items first?
I think so. Yeah, he got the Bracer. So he's sitting on double Bracer, which is really good for the Alc, of course.
Yeah, actually, I think of...
Oh, never mind. They're fine.
I think of Centaur as this high regen hero, but now with these 2 bracers, he's pretty decent regen himself.
I don't think they're going to be able to like kill this Alk actually. He just has a lot of raw HP, and that's kind of what you want against this like Centaur lane usually, is just someone that can survive like that hoof stomp burst that comes through. And so
Yeah,
cool
the
recognition there
harass
from
acid
Pike.
spray and unstable concoction, which when it first got changed, it was way too strong. We actually saw a lot of like Alchemist First Bloods, people just used to the old Alk getting points in Greevil's Greed, you know, just AFK farm. But now he was bringing like, actually tons of damage in the early laning stage.
Yeah, he's having a good time now. He's chilling, basically CSing to his heart's content. I mean, the lane pushes, of course, into Centaur. He's having to commit more for regen, which is, you know, I guess kind of like the trade in this lane, I suppose. But I don't think he's really having that bad of a time here for Centaur. Take a look here at the bottom lane. Because he's got himself a healing Lotus, which is nice. So he's got a little bit of extra mana and health to play with. Mars falls a little bit low there. Pops a stick. He'll be okay, though. Huh. All right. Solo kill mid? No way, dude. That is actually really sick from Slatums. I honestly didn't really expect this. I'm trying to see the death summary to figure out how exactly that happened, but just slowly chipped him away with the Tidebringers.
Yeah, that wasn't even his boat. He hit the 6 off the kill.
Yeah, it looks like just
Moo's
Tidebringers
getting pretty low down here.
Ooh, taking advantage of a kill in another lane. That being said, Lumpy's coming bottom to try and punish Pakaz for this. He's gonna live just slightly too fast. His top lane, your Pugna and your Alchemist are taking a fight of their own, so he's even more bonus movement speed to play with. They're gonna continue to try and chase for this Alchemist. They have a stomp in one. He just turns around onto Knight. He's like, I dare you fight in this fight in this acid spray, my friend.
Yeah, that might have been a little bit of a hopeful chase on the Alchemist. You're both pretty low there. And Pango could have gotten that kill if he was 6, but just a little bit off since he was killed in the mid lane. With a couple last hits, Pakaz is already looking healthy again here.
Yeah, I imagine he goes a lot of people go the third point in Thirst, and then like leave it there. Like they don't go for the fourth point, but he could just leave it and start maxing out the Blood Rage if he wants to like kind of retreat to the jungle, get for that early Maelstrom, because the Blood Rage uptime is absolutely necessary when you're jungling.
In the end, I don't think we saw them use the Ancient Camp too much. Like that got blocked earlier.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, this is cool. Kunkka has his illusion rune here trying to deny this. Unfortunately, Lion will just insta-kill it here.
Yeah,
that would have been so sick, though.
Good idea.
It's a good try.
That's one of those things, like in a pub, that probably works. Like the support might be like 3 seconds late to the rune or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bottom lane. Rolling Thunder this time is available. They will look for the Bloodseeker, the spear back the other way. The silence onto the Lion, though, trying to keep him alive. Almost manages to do it. The X, the boat, will connect onto the Mars, but Vitaly is a tanky boy. And you just don't have the damage to finish him off, so great rotation to the bottom lane here, getting that Bloodseeker.
You know, we see Slatums took the lead in that 1v1 in the mid lane, but looks like Pango's been having the more successful rotation so far.
Yeah, we're going to see the 8-minute runes coming through as well. We're going to have Hoodwink top here. Needs to be a little bit careful as Gardic. Well, 5 on the Pugnut, but a nice bushwhack. Trying to close the gap as the Inkswell will connect. And Decred just buying him a little bit of time, but yeah, no real way to actually get out of this. Moo does take the amplified damage bottom, though, so at least denying that from the Kunkka is nice.
The Alchemist this game is having a much better start than the last time we saw Alk. He's currently at the top of the net worth. Not a huge margin, but he is starting to pick up. Now that he has a couple items, he's able to jungle much more efficiently, and he is over halfway to his Sacred Relic already.
Yeah, completely different. Like last time that they picked the Alchemist, Picaz on like the safe lane Morphling was really not far behind the Alchemist, whereas this time he is, you know, 1,500 gold back. So it is going to be a good window for the Alch to try and push his advantage once he picks up the Radiance.
There's a lot of stacks in this triangle. I was about to say I'm curious if they'll leave it for Alk or if it's for Lumpy to hit that defusal timing, but I see Lumpy farming it now, so guess that answers that.
He might leave the Ancients for the Alch, but the hard camp looks like, yeah, definitely going to go to him.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's a good rotation from both teams to try and put some pressure on the safe lane towers as the Alch will leave. Bloodseeker is going to go top as well. So both teams looking to just kind of dodge the enemy team and just grab some early map control.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think that's another difference from earlier. I think last time Alchemist had all his towers taken and they hadn't really taken any of their own. But this time, at least trading towers keeps the map relatively open, like at least comparable to the enemy's team so that you have space to farm.
Great rotation mid. They've got the Kunkka, the chemical, or the concoction as well does come through. Illich is here, does a nice stomp. He's got a veil, and it's doing a decent chunk of damage as the Inkswell. Oh my goodness.
That's why that combo is so
The
good.
return, so hello, hello.
That was
I mean,
Veil
at
of
least
Discord
finding
into all the
something.
double edge bursts. Yeah. They did kill Kunkka first though, so I think they're okay with that.
Yeah, considering the Kunkka does have like quite an advantage over the Pango already, it's like Pango getting that kill, and then dying afterward. I don't think he cares all that much about it.
Yep, and looks like Gardick's going to stack this Ancient Camp again for the Alchemist, who now has his Sacred Relic. So we'll probably see this Radiance finish in the next minute or two, once he's able to farm up that stack. Oh, he might wait for the Radiance. That'll make it easier.
Yeah. Oh, he actually doesn't get the stack. A little bit late on the pole there.
Yeah, it's a little tough to stack too once they start building up. Sometimes the creeps just do funny stuff. Like it should stack, but they body block themselves or they have pathing issues.
Or the Ancient Thunderhide decides to use Frenzy and stand still.
Yeah.
I hate it when that happens. Bottom lane, Illich. It's fine, okay. They're going for a little smoke here, as they did see the Pango farming. And they might see him show up on a ward here in a moment, as really hoping to get the Pango on the smoke. They don't want to go for the Lion. They are just going to sit here around the mid lane. Still about half the duration available. As the Lion will pop the smoke and bushwhack to buy a little bit of space. They do manage to get the X here onto Lumpy, but an immediate Rolling Thunder as the counter. And he gets the regen bottled as well, so ends up being pretty good for him. A lot of time wasted for the side of Boom.
My vigor was never equal. Amazing what you found,
Alchemist has his Radiance now. It's being delivered, and he's got a bunch of stacks already in this triangle for him. So this is the kind of lead you're looking for as an Alchemist. I think he'll get the Blink, start participating a little bit at that point, but I think... I'm curious what his next item will be after that. Like, if they feel pressured on time, we'll see a BKB, and they'll look for more early fights. But if they aren't feeling too much time pressure, we might see him pick up something else first.
Yeah, I would be perfectly fine with him just going like Blink BKB this game and trying to fight with his team, because your Mars is also rushing the Blink, and we've seen how effective like an early Blink Dagger out from Mars can be once he has it. They don't have a Vlad's though, which maybe Vitalia will go back for after the Blink Dagger. I'm not 100% sure, but I wouldn't be opposed to seeing something like a Blink Dagger into Vlad's coming through. Just some more early game auras and damage.
All right, I'd like to hit you with a theory crafting question.
Oh, yeah, let's go, let's go.
So I think I saw this in an earlier game, and I think it was Lumpy as well, against a Bloodseeker playing as Pango. He's got a Satanic queued up, which is very different from the usual Pango build. Do you have thoughts on this?
I'm confused. I'll be honest. I'm not 100% sold on a Satanic Pango. I don't know. I mean, can you tell me like why you might build Satanic Pango?
So, some thoughts. You're gonna get ruptured, right? And you're gonna take a ton of damage in that time, but you may not want to cancel your rolls anyways. Like you just tank through the damage and get the value out of your roll, the stuns and the damage and all that. And then after you come out of the roll, you know, maybe you pop Satanic and swashbuckle a couple of heroes. You know, maybe you're getting some of that health back. I think that's the logic. It is a dispel, right, as well.
Yeah.
But you could buy, like, Manta would be much more common to see on the Universal Pango. So it has to be about tanking up to be able to take more damage from the roll and then heal up is my guess at the logic.
Okay.
Or maybe he looks at Bloodseeker and he's like, dang, getting health back on last hits is a pretty cool idea.
That's a nice little pick off there from Illich. Easy enough when you have the supports behind you. And the mid-tier 1 tower, it's trouble. Blink Arena, the spear comes out, the boat counter immediately. But there is nobody nearby except the Alchemist is up on the high ground, dying instead. Oh boy, that is not what you want. Lumpy forced a Rolling Thunder away. As you catch the Centaur, actually, a nice grab from Moose. Rupture will get thrown onto the Pangolier. He's going to TP on home, but there's an X to bring him right back. Does manage to get outside of the Blood Riot. Takes a lot of damage. Great spear back from Vitaly. He's surrounded by 4 heroes. Great Earth Spike from Moose, but there's the Soulbind. The second counter to the Pango. The X to pull him back. 3 dead behind their mid-tier 1 tower. Oh, man. That Alk. He gets this Radiance. He shows up to a fight and just instantly dies.
Yeah, his blink is actually on the courier. That might have been some unfortunate timing. Maybe he could have picked a much better spot in that fight if he had had that item delivered, or maybe he gets out of there before he gets like trapped on that high ground. But yeah, that's a great kill onto the Alchemist, who's at the top of the net worth at 10k, or just about 11k. That's how much was that worth in the end for them? A nice 900 gold.
Yeah, I think the whole fight was about a 2,500 gold swing, like overall between it. I mean, but this is massive for Pekaz because he comes in, gets like some really good value out of his like first like real team fight with the with this like Maelstrom, and he is now almost to his BKB. So he's also willing to show up to early fights once he has the BKB up. And Bloodseeker, obviously, a very favorable matchup into things like an Alchemist, like a Mars. Doesn't really care too much about Pango, obviously. So we'll see what he does here. I'm a big fan of how this Bloodseeker has been played so far. This is very similar to game 1.
Yeah, his BKB might the timings will be a little bit off, but we have BKB, Shivas, and then Kunkka Ags kind of lining up like within a couple minutes. Like that'll be a pretty strong timing. The Shiva's really good from Centaur versus the healing from both Pugna, Alk, and the preemptive Satanic counter.
Yeah.
Now you see what you are up against.
Nice little pick off there from Vitaly. Does find Hoodwink. Follow up there with the Rupture mid lane. On to Gardic and stomp into Inkswell. Panda getting that kill.
Hoof Stomp is so wide now. Or maybe it's always been this wide, but the fact that he can move while casting it just makes it feel like he has such range to it.
Yeah, that is one thing that people I think is probably one of the best quality of life changes to any hero in Dota in a very long time. Because like Centaur has basically been non-existent because it's like you blink stomp and it's if you're not like directly on top of the hero, they can just walk away from it, right? So
And being able to move has been huge. And actually, as soon as I saw that change, I thought maybe there's room for support Centaur now. It just makes his life so much easier to use that spell in the laning stage. And we do see it occasionally as part of why Centaur early pick is so good, because you can always move it to be a 4 or a 5.
well, we're seeing a little bit of pressure being applied on the top side of the map here, but can't imagine they're looking to take too much of a fight. Is again, they want to pick up these big items. They have the Aghanim Scepter coming out on the Kunkka right now, so the Torrent Storm / Water Park, whatever you want to call it, is available. And Illich, he is 700 from his Shivas. Pakaz has his BKB, so some really nice pickups there. Oh, wait a minute, Mars bottom. There's the Inkswell instant stomp and the chain stuns. They got him. Huge.
And look how much damage that is before even the rest of his teammates come in. It's so much, the veil and the double edges.
Yeah, that's sick.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
All right,
Radiant's middle
well,
tower is under attack.
they managed to
Find
find
Knight
Hoodwink
up here.
once again top lane. I was like, you probably just commit Finger of Death. They do indeed. He's not going to get the stack on this. It's taking way too long, but Knight will eventually go down. Good Glimmer Cape.
Double damage.
Pretty value there. That's a little annoying trying to get that fast finger kill, but you kind of miss out on the stack.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Shiva's being delivered now. Might get a return kill on this Lion.
Oh yeah, that's looking like a return kill.
It's so much. It's so much damage.
So first time we've seen the Shivas, but he used to grab a Lion. It's not the most impactful kill, but to be honest, I don't think he cares all that much.
What are they waiting for now? I feel like they've got some strong items, but if they feel good going into the late game, then you don't really have to rush anything.
I feel like they should feel good. I mean, this Bloodseeker is definitely the scariest hero going late game. And Mjolnir is a massive upgrade for this hero in terms of damage output in fights, so I'm perfectly okay with him waiting for that. Like, the spell amp you get from Blood Rage actually makes Mjolnir a ridiculous item.
And I'm really excited to see the Satanic come out. He bought the Reaver. It's still going to take a little bit to finish, but
Radiant are
I can't believe he's
scattered.
actually doing this.
it's really surprising to me, but that's why I'm looking forward to it. Like, I honestly hope it works. Like, it's really cool when you have very specific counters to certain situations, and if it works, like, that's awesome. But it does seem really weird right now from an outside perspective as someone who's never tried that.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be one of those things where people are going to watch this and be like, oh my god, this guy's a genius if it works. And if he loses, everyone's going to be like, Lamau, what a throw or something, you know? It's like there's literally no in between with these types of things, especially Twitch chat. You know, everyone's like overly critical and super jerks about it. It's going to be really funny either way.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, he's a level 25 Pango at least. I don't know exactly what rank, but he's got the Masters, right? And there are some heroes who are just known counters to Pango, Bloodseeker being one of them. So he must have run into this enough times, right? Where he's like, Lincoln's just isn't cutting it, you know? Like, there's got to be something better. There's got to be something else. And he must have tested it enough times that he thinks it's good to go second item Satanic, right?
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
I want to see it, and I want to see it work.
They are smoked up here on the side of Boom. Centaur getting ready to lead the charge, but an immediate smoke out from beastcoast. Who's going to find who? They jump in. They all blink away, but Vitaly goes in, gets a great arena, spearing up the backside. A good concoction as well. Followed up because forced the BKB, pops the Rupture, hitting Lumpy, and he will immediately TP home. Bladums, he's thrown pretty much everything he can. The Torrent Storm just to run away. And you know what? One team ready to fight around the arena. The yellow one not so much, as that BKB out from Mars was really fast.
Yeah, great catch there on the arena. And actually, maybe they're not even done yet. Maybe they're gonna go for the Centaur down here as well. Out of mana. Ooh, spear off some Mark.
Spear off the Mark. Well, they're gonna continue the chase. That was a really optimistic finger, but it's the bonus damage, right? They eventually will get him.
He's going for these greater finger kills, but as a result, he's not getting these stacks. He's supposed to be at like 3 stacks right now.
Well, I mean, Beast Coast, this is exactly what they needed. They just took a great fight. They get themselves a pretty sizable net worth advantage now, and Pike should be able to grab himself Aegis. He's got an AC coming out on the Courier at this very moment. So overall, like, really big wins for them.
Yeah, I was looking a little scary, but with these last 2 like little fights that they're winning here, it feels like they're getting back to the place they want to be. You could still throw it, of course, so they got to be careful, but picking up this Aegis is pretty nice for them. They should be able to start taking some tier 2s. Actually, they haven't even finished this tier 1 up here, so several towers they can pick up to solidify their lead.
Yeah, I think if Pakaz isn't the hero that gets initiated on, right? Like, the fight started with him catching the arena spear, and it's just like, okay, he lost like 3/4 of his health before he could even BKB. If the fight doesn't start that way, I think it's very different, because he ruptures, forces this, Pangolier to leave immediately, right? So you're basically playing down a hero on Beast Coast when that happens. But we are 200 gold away from that Satanic, and I really want to see how this is going to play out, because this is going to be really fun to watch.
I am hyped to see it. Yeah, it was also a really big unstable concoction. I think it hit 3 heroes in that fight.
3 heroes,
so yeah, they just no one got to use their spells. Everyone was just stunned up. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go, Lumpy.
This is so sick, actually.
I want this to work so badly.
He's going for a Yules as well, which will help fix some of his mana problems, because a lot of times you go for Mage Slayer, right? And then like Aghanim Scepter, and it's because of that you're missing a lot of total mana and mana regen. So I think the Yules definitely helps fix that. Also buys you a little bit of space in fights. They will just jump the Alk, and the magic burst is there. They actually catch a stun onto the Mars as well. He didn't get the BKB. He will drop the arena now. Torrent Storm doing some serious work, but the double rupture. Pakaz is going in. He's got his BKB. He's ripping through these supports with the help of the Centaur, and now Pike on the run. But baby, you do not win this matchup. He's trying to just evade as much as he can. Stun's coming out from Moose off the mark, but who's gonna win? The turnaround now. They look for the Kunga, but the oh my god! A hoodwink Acorn as well as this Bloodseeker just destroyed them. They catch the X. Lumpy, you're coming right back into the danger zone, my friend.
Satanic!
He pops the Satanic. No! Misses the swash. The tips come through. They're like, nice Satanic, buddy.
Boom does not believe in the Satanic.
Oh man, Pakaz Bloodseeker. We said this is gonna by far be the scariest hero of this game, and if you do not catch him at the beginning, you're in some trouble. He did more damage than the entire Beast Coast lineup combined.
Yeah, that catch on the Alk. When you have the Aegis, you really don't want to use BKB or like transforming ults, like Alk or Meta, stuff like that, until the Aegis goes. But I feel like in the time he was dead, they cleaned everything else up, so he might have needed to BKB and pop his ult straight off the bat, so that a hero like Bloodseeker, right, an early kill is huge, because you keep the bonuses for a little bit even after that guy dies. So they just had this super powered Bloodseeker running through while you're just like twiddling your fingers waiting for the respawn to come back. And then at that point, he was like, "Oh, actually, I don't know. My team's kind of dead. I don't really want to use I don't want to use them anymore." But then he almost died, so he did end up popping it. So just it's a very tough call in that situation. Maybe the positioning could have been different so that they didn't put themselves in that situation. But I think they were feeling strong, right? Oh, we just won, right? We got Aegis. But now it's swinging the other way.
Yeah, I think a lot of that too comes down to they immediately comes in with like the arena spear to try and keep the Alk's first life alive, like Vitaly BKBs, but The downside is he blinked in onto the Inkswell stun, right? So Vitaly was stunned for like a full 2 seconds or something before he could actually, you know, respond, and that was like enough time to finish off the Alk, and then Vitaly like BKBs, drops the arena and runs, and so you've already expensed like a big portion of your fight and a lot of your HP, and then you just get double ruptured, right? Soulbind into double rupture is quite good.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Mars is
attack.
working on a Vlad's. Pretty nice for the
Okay.
lifesteal. Very
Yeah.
excited to see Satanic Vlads. I need to see Lumpy go from like 0 to 100 on some lifesteal swashbuckle.
Yeah, that being said, you do have an Iascati completed on the Bloodseeker now, so
Ooh, that is good.
that's gonna help out quite a bit. Combine that with the Shivas, a lot of healing reduction. I mean, Scotty is just incredible against an Alchemist as well, right? So allows him to just stay on top of his target. You could go back for a Basher. Honestly, I think one of the better Bloodseeker items, as he loves just being able to attack these heroes, but he also might go for his Aghanim Scepter just to tank up. It's hard to say. He has a lot of options this game.
I can find Gardic up here.
Yeah, good read from Knight. This is sick. Magic Barrier doing a decent chunk, but they end up just stampeding in as well. Panda finishing him off there with the Inkswell. I think pretty good here for Boom, finding kill after kill.
Radiant's
They've got some
top tower
really
is under
interesting
attack.
wards just in the lane. In both side lanes.
Yeah, it feels like at the start of the game, you know, you place your beginning game wards, then you see a lot of jungle wards, and then because the pro teams know to like kind of check that, they end up putting a lot of lane wards nowadays to
Radiant
try to
are
figure out
scanning.
where you're going, because like
Dire are scanning.
you could be in the jungle or these like side jungles. So by putting lane wards, you have a chance to see where people are going.
Oh, nice little kill here for the Kunkka. It's funny. He like sees the boat coming and starts mana draining a jungle creep. He's like, I will live. There was actually something really weird that I just smoked right underneath the ward. Something really weird happened on the mid rune. It was like a regen that spawned. It spawned 1 second late, and Kunkka like X'd himself back because he thought it spawned on the other side. Which, yeah,
That's
have not
weird.
really seen happen all that much. Oh, Rolling Thunder out. Illage looking for these heroes on the backside. There's the Rolling Thunder. That's it. He TP's out. Lumpy's gone, and now the fight for Beast Coast. You are down 2 heroes, so they need to leave.
It's got
It'll
all
take
that
the
health
portal
from
to the top side.
Satanic. He doesn't even care. Just like go through Rupture.
All right. Boom seemingly in a much better position this game, and
Dire's
Kaz will take the bottom tier 1 tower. Dude, he's level 23. He is so high level.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, 6, 1, and 3, but a lot of these kills have come more recently, so getting all that experience from killing these higher level heroes has shot him forward. I mean, if he gets to 25 and gets that double rupture talent, that'll be really annoying. Stick that on Lumpy and like the Alchemist.
Yeah, it just like guarantees that you can always rupture the Pango in a fight without having to like worry about it, like saving it for the Soulbind or something. It's like you see Pango, you just rupture him. You have the second one for like the full team fight or something, you know. It's kind of cool.
They're waiting to see Roche spawn, so they're just trying to hang around in this area. Should be potentially up right now. See if the short spawn. Not too bad.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Oh, that's
attack.
cool. I really like this build,
Radiant's
especially with a
middle tower
Grimstroke.
is under attack.
That gives
Yeah.
you some double scythe potential.
I mean, they're just sitting here, kind of waiting for Beast Coast to come bottom, like assuming that maybe they're just like assuming they might contest a Roshan, so they're like looking to like break a smoke with this ward here as well. But Roche still not up, 5 seconds away.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Go back.
Someone's gonna check it, right?
Panda. Turn around. Press Q. They just checked like 5 minutes before, or 5 seconds before it spawned, so they're all stepping away. I guess we'll go, guys.
They're just going to smoke instead, run straight down the lane, but Beast Coast might be doing the same exact thing. Smoke's going to pop as that will signal a instant blink away here from Vitaly. They do have some good vision planted on the backside. The question is, can you get anyone?
Dire's bottom tower.
Doesn't look like it. All of them make it up safely to the high ground. Pakaz will finish off the tier 2 tower. They're going to smoke, though, from Beast Coast, so it looks like they might be willing to take the fight to them. I mean, you'd have to start with an initiation onto this Bloodseeker. You've got to kill him before he can get that BKB. The stuns are coming through. This might be it, but where's the follow? The arena, the spear comes out. Can't even finish. He gets the save thanks to the Grimstroke. Instant BKB out from Pakaz, but he's still so low, down to 30 HP. The double ruptures are there. He needs to just get away, but the rest of the team trying to just clean up for them. They will go ahead, get a nice life drain into the Mars. The TPs are out. Knight will not escape. All right, great fights there from Beast Coast. Getting this Bloodseeker first is the best case scenario.
I feel like Boom lost focus there. They had such a good position for Roche. They were holding it, and I feel like maybe they don't have the exact time, so they weren't sure, but they were in the window of the potential spawn, and then they left. And this is the risk of doing that. You could lose a fight, and you lose Roche now. So Beast Coast is going to get it. If they had waited and the same fight happens, but Bloodseeker has the Aegis, he just comes back and they win that fight right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, you don't mind baiting with your Bloodseeker up front with an Aegis, right? He dies, he just respawns, and you take a fight again, right? Like, Grimstroke did really well with the Inkswell, allowing him to, you know, get rid of the chain stun, but
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
it wasn't fast enough. He'd still lost like half his HP before he was able to BKB.
Yeah, because they were trying to smoke themselves, like a lot of them were on the cliff, but I actually think it would have been better if Grimstroke had just been, like you said, closer to the Bloodseeker. I guess maybe they weren't expecting Beast Coast to make a play like that against them.
Yeah. That is a really good play for Beast Coast. This game is pretty much dead even. You're going to see both teams go back for their Tormentor, so some good shards getting picked up. Lumpies, of course, the roll-up, fantastic. And we saw the Centaur get his, so the double edge, giving him some strength bonus, which is very nice.
I can't wait to see the lifesteal stat later. I want to know how much he's been healing.
Dude, Lifesteal is level 25 now. You got it. He did go back for the Basher, now going to complete a Sange and Yasha. I think that's fine. I mean, you want a Sange component on Bloodseeker typically because of the healing bonus. It also synergizes really well once you get Aghanim Scepter, because the Ags is like any overheal, right? Gets thrown into a barrier essentially. So super cool.
Especially after he got chain stunned to die at that tier 2. He's like, I need that status resistance right about now.
A little bit of bonus HP goes a long way too, right? So Bloodseeker's still very scary. He's not the highest net worth, but it's, you know, you have that inflation amount for Alchemist, right? He's only level 22, does have a lot of gold finished up his Abyssal Blade, as I think he has a Butterfly queued up or a Disperser. Which one? It is, okay, never mind. It's Swift Blink, neither or. So he's going
Swift Blink and then
Nullifier.
the Nullifier. Yeah. A lot of these fights we've seen determined by which core or which carry gets killed first. Like, for example, that top fight, we saw the Alchemist get jumped even though he had Aegis. And then in this tier 2 fight here on the Dire side, we thought Boom was looking good, right? But because Bloodseeker is just... He didn't actually die, but he got so low he just had to run, right? Beast Coast then cleans up that fight. So I think going forward here, maybe in this pause time, you know, hey guys, we gotta be careful about who's on point. Like our carry, especially I think for Boom, right? Feeling good about this Bloodseeker, like he cannot be the one to die if he is the guy who's supposed to be able to win this whole fight, right? Like if you feel he's stronger than Alchemist, he cannot be getting jumped. Someone else has to be at the front, like a Centaur or something.
100%. And they are getting up some nice items to do this. They're working towards a Lotus Orb on the Centaur, which you can just throw on your Bloodseeker as he's sieging. They're working on a second Lotus Orb on Hoodwink. They have the Glimmer Cape, so it's like it will get more and more difficult to actually like bring down this Bloodseeker. But yeah, he definitely. I think you're 100% right, where it's like whichever team actually gets the jump is definitely the one you have to worry about.
Yeah, both these teams are really built around their carries. Like some games you have like TA mids, like other heroes who do a lot of damage, but for both of these teams, it's a lot about setting up for the carry to do the damage. Especially because Kunga went a utility build, not a damage build.
Yeah. You have a... I mean, Pango kind of is a utility build this game as well, right? Like Satanic Yule's Blink. You know, he doesn't do a ton of damage in these fights either. But we'll see. I mean, hopefully manages to turn this into something useful here.
Do you think when Pango hits 25, the swashbuckle cooldown, right? So he can like lifesteal more, or?
I think a lot of people take the swashbuckle cooldown in general. Like it is just very good. The Rolling Thunder like cooldown is great and all, but I think you play around swashbuckle on this hero. It's a lot of damage and it allows you to like almost guarantee like get kills. I mean, they're smoked up on Boom here. A little bit of a reverse of what we just saw on the Dire tier 2 is Boom is pushing. The difference, though, is they have the Aegis, right? They can put the Alchemist up front, but they will still back away. They're actually a little bit afraid.
Chemical Rage was ending. So even if he gets killed first, then he respawns, it might actually still be on cooldown. So you definitely want this ultimate available before you take any fights. Especially in a game as close as this one.
Yeah, they're saving the banner, it looks like. They've been holding on to this for a bit. Instead of dropping
they picked
it
it up.
the side lanes. Yeah, at least they picked it up this time. That is true. Oh, that was funny.
We'll see what they end up doing with it. The fact that it's not placed yet means they're not looking for the map control right now, because you could place it in your base, keep that lane always pushing out. They might save it for, you know, maybe they're pushing bottom. The Radiant's pushing top, so they put in the top lane to try to not have to go home. Maybe they'll hold it and go for the double banner play. We were saying we're hoping to see that, right? Maybe they'll hang on to this.
Mega creeps at home, baby.
Yeah, start building them up. Get 2, get 3, 1 in every lane.
All right, Pike in the mid lane here. Gets protected from the Lotus, so you can't really rupture this guy, but they just jump on him with the stun. That is going to be his first life. And they managed to catch the Pango on the backside, but can they kill him? Pike on the run, trying to get the TP out. Will he get bashed? He does it the last second. Pike is going to go down. Double kill for Pakaz.
He didn't get to use his Satanic.
Oh my god, the damage from that Centaur on the first life, dude. He just destroyed him on that Stampede Hoof Stomp double edge. They did not expect that burst.
Yeah, he had his ult going, but I mean, that was the Shivas and the Scotty in play there, right?
Yeah.
They do that huge burst, and he's just not really able to heal anything in that time.
They had like Lotus on him to protect Rupture and stuff, and they're like, what if we just don't Rupture him and he dies anyway? Like, pretty genius. Bottom lane, they do find Slateums here. Finger Death does come out. They have a refresher. He's going to commit the second spear to chain stun him down, and that is a kill. That does mean you have a second arena for your high ground, so that's a pretty slick play there from this Mars. Well, there's the arena. BKB comes out from Illich. Good night, Mars. Never mind.
I don't think you want to do that with Alk so close. I think you just give up the set. You've got your Mega Creeps at home banner. Like, it's okay if you lose one set. Now they have no Mars. He's going to be forced to buy back here, and you lose the set anyways. Oh, now they're going to find Lion.
Dude, he got
and Lion does not have buyback.
Oh, Yules catches the Centaur. Rolling Thunder coming through. Okay, Illich, this should be a kill, and indeed it is. Meanwhile, outside the base, Pakaz finds a freebie on Gardic. So the question is, can you get more? He's rolling after him here on Lumpy. Will he find him? Jump forward, gets the dust, catches Knight off the mark with the swashbuckle, but has the inhibit from the defusal. Vitali, spear off the mark. Nice jump up from the sharpshooter. And they'll just back away. Base equals defended technically, but
3
there's a
health on
buyback
this
on your
ranged
Mars.
barracks.
3 minus 3 HP.
Someone's got to sneak in there. Go finish that off. Hoodwink. Go scurry through the trees. Just pop it. One more hit. Yeah, okay. Base defended. It was a little messy, and it cost them buybacks. I think if they had... I mean, this range rack, like, right, this is like... It really should have fallen. So, I feel like they could have just given up the ranged barracks without having to buy back, and then the timing would have lined up better. Cost them a couple extra kills, but at least they held it for now.
Man, Centaur getting Havoc Hammer, man. This is just like the best item for Centaur. It feels so good. You just like blink, stomp, double edge, and then as soon as the stomp is over, you Havoc Hammer them, and they're just like can't go anywhere because they're slowed, and you just double edge them again.
Mm-hmm. You can always stampede after 2 if they do somehow get away.
Yeah, this item feels so good.
I gotta say, Lion, he's been involved in kills, and he's using the Finger of Death for damage, but he sure is not getting any stacks. He like used it too soon. I feel like he needs a little bit more. He's being too professional. He needs to be more like a pub Lion, like saving it a little longer. Make sure he's getting these stacks.
Yeah, don't worry guys, kill secured. Kill secured.
Yeah, especially he went the left talent. He could have
Yeah.
he could have like an extra 300 health or something right now.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, normally you go the left talent when you are
have
running on a bunch of
stacks?
stacks, but the Hex cooldown talent is just what almost every Lion player goes, because that Hex cooldown is always value. But yeah, goes the health per finger stack, so not super value. That is like that's basically the equivalent of like, I don't know, 100 gold worth of items at this point.
Dire's top tower
It's like a gauntlet, basically.
Mm-hmm. Another really short Roshan spawn. Boom. Don't lose focus this time. Stay here. They've set up vision. This is a good spot.
Here comes
Beast Coast is coming in.
They're ready to break the smoke, though. They've got the good ward sentry. Scouting this out. They'll see moves immediately. And the jump in. Illich finds him. The Stampede's coming through. That great double BKB. Lion gone from the fight immediately. Rupture catching the Mars. Because gets the Abyssal Blade. That's going to stun him up as well. Gardic dying on the backside as Because will finish up the Vitali Mars. And that is a dieback now. And with that, Boom will easily take Roche. They did not lose focus. They listened to you, Zach. That will be an Aegis refresher and the banner going their
Pick up
way.
the items, please. All right, we got them.
Where do they? I like. It's so hard to see where this banner gets dropped. I'll be honest. Like I don't think I've seen it once in the last like 6 games that we've cast. I've seen a banner outside of the one that got dropped like on the tier 4s.
Yeah, it's sneaky. It's hard to see when it goes down.
Whoa! It dropped mid in the middle of a creep wave, and it's gonna die to range creeps.
Oh no, Knight, go save it.
Bro, it's one hit.
One hit.
Oh my god, he literally TP'd immediately because he saw it dying to creeps. That's very funny. Anyway, high ground happening right now as Alchemist goes on the backside. He gets stomped though, trying to bring down the Grimstroke. He gets moves, gets ruptured up, pretty much instantly dies to the Stampede as well. But the double rupture is going to catch the Bloodseeker catches Alchemist and the Pango, the absolute best case scenario, and the Alch just getting chain stunned down to the base. Lumpy, the Rolling Thunder finally coming to a close, but Because will just chase after the Satanic, not doing what he hoped, and they've controlled up everything. 5 heroes go down on Beast Coast. No blood for you, says Because.
There's gonna have to be some mass buybacks, or this one's done. They're about to secure megas here, or just go straight for throne. Looks like they're just gonna play it safe and get the megas.
Respawn, right?
Yes.
You have double arena. Like, maybe you can find something. All right, we'll see. I mean, Bloodseeker still has BKB. He didn't even spend it. Slatums will just go back to base, full reset in HP and mana, buys a few mangoes, some ward sentries, and he's here to siege high ground. Nice finger poking. They get the spear. Do you manage to catch the Bloodseeker? Is it enough to finish him off? It's not. He's just healing off the creep wave. You lose the Pugna as a second arena comes out, but he gets the Hex. Good Spirit does catch 2 more, but Lumpy and Moose will grab the first life of this Bloodseeker. Rolling Thunder coming through. He's still got the BKB. The Abyssal gets reflected. Alk, he's going to turn it around right onto you instead. The Abyssal Blade comes through, and Pike, he's trying to run. Moose needs to get out as well. A good stun to hold them back at the moment. Yules comes out from Lumpy as well. The roll-up, they need so much help, but the Rupture gets them. A second one thrown onto Pike. He will make it into the fountain for now, but the Mega Creeps are the goal for the side of Boom as they are just focusing up on these barracks. Illich will get X. He's DPing back to the fountain. So you'll have a fully refreshed Centaur. You have Giga Creeps coming down mid now.
Yeah, what do we call the Mega Creeps with the banner?
That's why I call Giga Creeps, yeah. Mega Creeps with banner are Giga Creeps.
Sounds good to me.
That was a dead mark. That guy got
Boom's having some fun here.
Yeah, it's time
They're making their way into the fountain.
Yeah,
There is no lose on this one.
GG's come out. A well-deserved victory here from Boom, and honestly, a really solid game 3 from them. They definitely did not have the best game 2, but bring it back. Seems Alchemist not a hero that they're worried about.